We got the ACC tournament coming up this Sunday, March 5th. And while it's a small tournament, it's mighty. We're going to have tons of high-level matches and high-level wrestling going down. And the team race is going to be neck and neck. If the bracket goes chalk to seeds, the final scores for the team race will be NC State with 82 points, Virginia Tech with 81.5 points, and then Pittsburgh with 68 points. And so this team race is going to be neck and neck all the way up until the final match. Bonus points are going to be huge, along with head-to-head matches. So let's go through the brackets and see who's going to win. All right, so let's jump right into it. At 125 pounds, I think Jarrett Trombley and Eddie Ventresca of Virginia Tech both make the finals here. If Trombley stays on his offense, I think he'll be able to get past Colton Camacho of Pittsburgh. But if Pitt wants a chance at the team title at this tournament, this is the kind of match that they're going to need to win. They're going to need Colton Camacho to pull off a win over Jarrett Trombley. I think Eddie makes the finals opposite Trombley. And like I said, this is a head-to-head matchup, NC State versus Virginia Tech. It's going to be huge and very important on who ultimately decides the team race. It went into overtime in the regular season match. So if Virginia Tech wins, this is going to be a 6-point swing in Virginia Tech's favor. So that moves us on to 133 pounds. So as I said at the beginning of this video, bonus points are huge here. And take note, Kyle Rini being the 3 seed, he's going to get an extra match versus the number 6 seed from Duke, who he tech-falled in the regular season. So that's an additional 1.5 points that he's going to be able to earn that Sam Latona doesn't have the option of getting. But on Virginia Tech's side of thing, I actually like Sam Latona to win this bracket. I know Mickey Philippi won in the regular season match, but Sam Latona was in on his legs all the time. Mickey was bouncing on one foot for a lot of the match. And Mickey Philippi is so good at defense, but it always just makes me nervous to see a guy playing defense for 4 and 5 minutes of the match. At some point, I feel like something's got to give, and I think he gives one up here at the ACC tournament. So while Sam Latona can gain 3 points for Virginia Tech if he gets the upset over Mickey Philippi, but even if Kai loses to Sam Latona in the semifinals, he's going to get 2 matches in the Conci semis and in the 3rd place match against guys he's bonused earlier in the year. So it is a real possibility that Kai Rini could place 3rd and actually score more team points than the wrestler that placed 2nd. All right, so that takes us down to 141 pounds. And before I jump into this bracket, if you're an ACC wrestling fan, do me a favor and do yourself a favor and hit the subscribe button. I promise you won't regret it, and it's totally free. I'm not going to charge you a thing. So 141 pounds. I like Cole Matthews and Ryan Jack to make the finals here, but just like Kai could get a lot of bonus at 133 pounds, I think the same could be true here for Tom Crook. Even if he loses to Cole Matthews, he's going to get an opportunity to wrestle Jared Papsey of Duke in the Conci semi match. He could potentially get bonus there. So look for bonus on the backside of this tournament. As an NC State fan, as much as I want Ryan Jack to win this match versus Cole Matthews, it's a little bit of a bad matchup for Ryan Jack, as he likes to attack left or shoot to his opponent's right leg, and that bodes really well for Cole Matthews to hit his go behind. So rolling right into 149 pounds, I think this bracket basically goes chalk. I've been so impressed with Caleb Henson this year. The one thing, Zach Sherman's in this weight. He hasn't wrestled a ton this year. He's been injured. He's the 5 seed. He is a returning All-American. I'm just not going to count out a guy who's ended up on the podium before. So that's something to keep an eye on to see if Zach Sherman can return to form and maybe make this bracket more interesting. And so with that, we roll right into my favorite bracket of this tournament with Austin O'Connor, Ed Scott, and Bryce Andonian. Whenever these guys are on the mat, you need to be tuned in and watching these guys wrestle, especially that Ed Scott, Bryce Andonian semifinals match. There's going to be fireworks. Somebody's going to give up back points. Maybe both guys are going to give up back points. Make sure you're watching. And again, I'm going to call out Ed Scott has the opportunity to get bonus points here versus number 6, Logan Ferrero of Duke. And then if he loses to Bryce Andonian, he could get bonus in the Conci semis and in the finals. Guys, he has bonused earlier in the years. So if Bryce Andonian moves to the finals and loses in the finals, Ed Scott really could score more team points than Bryce Andonian simply because he had more matches and more bonus points. All right, so rolling into 165 pounds. So this is the first bracket that I think could kind of just blow up. I think Connor Brady could make the finals here. I think Matt Singleton could make the finals here. Obviously, Holden Heller and Justin McCoy could make the finals here. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these top 4 seeds end up in the finals. So this is going to be a bracket where Virginia Tech is looking to make up some ground, potentially make the finals, maybe even win the tournament and score huge team points for that team race. All right, and so that takes us into 174 pounds. So this is one where for Virginia Tech, you feel like there's no downside here. Mekhi Lewis is a huge favorite. And for NC State, there's a little bit of a downside. And for Pitt, there's some upside. Luca Augustine can certainly win this semifinal match versus Alex Faison of NC State. And whoever comes out of the bottom side of the bracket, Mekhi Lewis, is going to be a pretty big favorite. And so as a Virginia Tech fan, you feel like your points are basically locked up here. And there's an option for NC State to maybe lose ground in the team race. Because Luca Augustine and Alex Faison, when they wrestled in the regular season, it came down to overtime, one takedown in overtime. So that result could easily be flipped. So that takes us on to 184 pounds with Trent Hiley as the 1 seed, Hunter Bolin as the 2 seed, and Reese Heller of Pitt all the way down at the 5 seed. So this is another bracket where I think there is some potential upside for Virginia Tech and Pitt. I wouldn't be shocked to see Reese Heller come out of that 5 seed and maybe place 3rd. Hunter Bolin could certainly win this tournament. He almost beat and looked like he was going to beat Trent Hiley at the dual meet, but he ended up losing it in the end. Hunter Bolin is able to neutralize Trent Hiley's underhook pretty well, and so it's typically low scoring, just a few takedowns. Either way, this is one that Virginia Tech may need to win in order to secure the team title. And that takes us into 197 pounds, where we have Nino Bonacorsi at the 1, Andy Smith at the 2, and Isaac Trumbull at the 3. And so for NC State, they're looking to make up some ground here. Isaac Trumbull at the 3 seed, you're looking to see him revenge his loss to Andy Smith and make the finals and potentially beat Nino Bonacorsi. If you're Virginia Tech, I just think you're hoping not to lose ground. Andy Smith, it would be a tall task to ask Andy Smith to beat Isaac Trumbull again and then also beat Nino Bonacorsi. And so here's one where Virginia Tech trying to hold ground and NC State's trying to avenge a loss to make up some ground in the team race. And that takes us into the final weight, 285 pounds, where we have Jonah Niesenbaum of Duke as the 1 seed, Owen Truffin as the 2 seed, Hunter Kaka as the 3 seed, and Jacob Singler as the 4 seed. This is another bracket that I kind of think could kind of blow up. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these top 4 seeds made the finals. Owen Treffin and Hunter Kaka wrestled each other to an overtime match in the regular season. Jacob Singler hasn't been the starter this year, but he is a pretty decent heavyweight. And Jonah Niesenbaum is 22-3 on the year, so he's won a ton of matches. So any of these guys could really make a run here and claim the title at 285 pounds. So with all that being said, NC State is the favorite here. I think bonus points favor them due to a lot of their guys being in that 3 seed. Even if they lose in the semifinals, they're going to have some opportunities to get some bonus points. So Pitt and Virginia Tech are going to need some upsets along the way. In my opinion, the tournament's going to come down to 125, 165, and heavyweight. Virginia Tech could pull off that title at 125. Hunter Katka could make a run at 285, or Connor Brady could make a run at 165. It changed the complete dynamic of the team race. If Luga Augustine can make the finals, if all of Pittsburgh's top seeds go in bonus and make the finals, they could challenge for the team race as well. Either way, it's going to be an awesome tournament. I can't wait to watch all the action. That's what I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to hit all the buttons below, and I'll see you in the next video.